our
Let's
girl
move on.
Lizzo.
Tell me about it.
Um, when when people somebody sent this to me, right? So people all around the world, they like they love our content, love the brand, so they send us these stories. So somebody sent me a story from the Rob Report. Now the Rob Report, if people not familiar with it, they just report about a lot of luxury,
Hmm.
high end watches, high end chain. They just
Yeah.
overall luxury type of brand, and they sent me a post about Lizzo. So they broke down how Lizzo just sold her Beverly Hills mansion at a $4 million loss. So in 2022,
Mm.
they did a cover of, and People Magazine and everybody else did a cover of Lizzo buying this property for just above $15 million. Now, this is at the height. Think about this. This is in the middle of the pandemic, at the height of the real estate market. Everybody working from home, real estate, interest rates, everything going crazy. And she bought, or interest rates probably was to the floor then.
I was about to say
Int- yeah,
2022.
interest rates 2%, 3%, especially on $1 million mansion, a $15 million mansion like that. She
Hmm.
probably had a great rate. And that's the thing. When interest rates go down, prices go up. When interest rates go up, prices go down because it costs more to borrow money.
Yeah.
So Lizzo paid $15 million for this estate in Beverly Hills in 2022 at the height of the real estate market. And in 2026, just last month, sold it at a $4 million loss. So she sold
For
it for only $11.2 million.
That's tough.
That's a big loss. Now we had a bunch of people in the comments saying, "Oh, that's a tax write off and all of this." I'm like,
It could have been, however, uh, it says here because the property was in California, you can't claim a capital loss on the sale of your primary residence.
yes,
So, under IRS rules, losses from the sale of personal use property are not deductible, meaning a loss on your main home cannot be used to offset capital gains or other income. Only
yes.
homes used for business or rental may allow for a deductible loss.
Now we don't know if she was using this for
That's the
rental or
that's the
business,
thing.
so that's the caveat. Um, but at the end of the day, losing money is losing money. Even if you offset it on your taxes and y'all gonna try to
Yeah.
do the whole LLC, put it in the LLC. Y'all gonna try to do all of that. I understand. Losing money is losing money, and also it's the time value of money that you lose as well.
Mm.
So if I park, $3-4 million into this property and I'm paying monthly, her mortgage was probably a couple hundred grand a month or something
Yeah.
like that. That's real money that is
Yeah.
going into a fixed property somewhere I'm living at. So at this point, it's a liability. Um, you could have easily been putting that money into your marketing, funded a tour. You could have released some new products. You could have put it in the stock market. You could have literally put it in the bank and earned 4 to 5%. You could have did nothing with it and not lose $4 million. So a lot of people are just going to try to, just make anything a positive. But life is not always about positive. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And in this case, she lost the $4 million. But I mean, Lizzo is not sweating for money.
I mean,
Anybody who got money to buy an $11 million mansion.
well, see, she made the decision, and it's not as if her realtor didn't tell her that, hey, if we're going to do this, it's going to be at a loss to what you initially purchased it at.
Yeah.
Now, we both used to work in mortgage, right?
Yes.
If you are selling your house for a loss, to your point, she's already put in a certain amount of money. Does she still get that equity back, or she's just out?
I mean, she's out because that's a part of the 3 million. Because I mean, that's a part of the 4 million because most of the she was only in this mortgage for 4 years.
Hmm.
If she had a mortgage, we don't know if this was a cash deal or if this was a mortgage deal.
Oh, that's true too.
So that part wasn't really disclosed. So we don't know. But let's talk from the perspective of it being a mortgage.
Hmm.
A lot of times they be balloon mortgages,
Yeah.
meaning it be interest only for the first 5 to 7 years, and then your principal. So none of the principal balance is gone. Or if you got like a traditional 30-year mortgage, it could be a situation where you still the first 4 years you're paying 80%, 90%
The
interest
interest
anyway.
anyway.
So you're not never really chipping away at the principal until 15 to 20
So
years
this is just
later.
all the way probably.
So
Hmm.
9 times out of 10, she anything that she paid into, she lost that as well. And think about it. I mean, this is Lizzo. You don't think she's gonna buy an estate and want some type of upgrades? Maybe she put a studio in there.
Yeah.
Maybe she put a gym in there. She's been
Hmm.
losing weight over the last 3, 4 years. Maybe she, have her own little room.
So she could have put money into it.
Now we got to think about the upgrades. Maybe she put $1 million. It's not crazy to upgrade, put
Hmm.
$1 million into it.
Or I know sometimes people buy certain places because like this would be good for a studio if it's not already. You already kind of have
Exactly.
that in your mind that you want your customizable items in your home and things like
Yes.
that. So yeah, I definitely can see what you're saying. Like if any of that was going on and this wasn't a cash deal, to your point,
Right.
then all that money is just kind of like the market suck. It's kind of like charge it to the game.
Yeah, you got to charge it to the game. And Lizzo's a superstar, so she's going to be able to make this up. And hopefully, this is a financial literacy moment for her, and she's never going to make this mistake again. Because a $4 million loss, whether it was wrote off on your taxes and
Or
all of
not.
this other stuff,
Mhm.
it's real money. Like it's still money. And like I said, I hate the whole narrative of you can't never lose. Like that's the thing. Like we post up when people win. We post when people lose. We post when people do great things. We post when people do stupid things. And it's all for motivation for you guys, but it's also to educate and teach you. Education is not about everything is good. Sometimes the best education is when you touch the stove
Yeah.
and it burn you
Mhm.
and you get burned and you
Yeah.
lose a lot of money. I've had a lot of situations in my life.
Mhm.
Some of the biggest lessons I didn't know at the time, but it was one of those. I got burned. I lost so much money. I lost five. I lost 10. I lost a lot of money. And yeah, that ain't a lot of money to Lizzo, but at the time, that's all I had,
Right.
right?
Right.
So if all you got is 10,000 and you lose 10,
Mhm.
that's a lot of money. So I had to go back to the drawing board. I had to learn,
Mhm.
and I'm hoping this is a learning lesson for the Lizzos of the world and all those other people who look up to Lizzo. And this is why we post this type of content, because we know if we just said it's Joe's Blow for marketing that lost money, y'all not gonna care. But
Right.
y'all see y'all favorite artist, y'all favorite celebrity, and Lizzo is one of my favorites. Like I
Mhm.
like Lizzo.
Me too.
I like her personality. I like how she speaks up, in certain
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah.
I
She's
like her music.
Yeah. She's very direct.
Yes.
That's what I like about her. She's very direct, and I wouldn't even be surprised if she even spoke out on this and was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this is kind of what happened. This is what I thought it was going to be. It didn't end up turning out like
Yeah.
this." I wouldn't be surprised if she spoke up on that too. But yeah, I agree with you. When you see your favorite celebrity kind of like blunder, especially like a business deal, it,
Yeah.
it kind of allows you to give yourself a little bit of grace. It's
Yes.
like, I never bought a house before, or
Or
I
Lizzo
never,
has access to the best accountants, best realtors, best
and
lawyers, best
still,
everything, and
yeah.
still lost. So that lets you know sometimes it's just the market. She timed the market wrong. You make money in real estate on the buy, not on the sell,
Yeah.
and that's an unfortunate thing. So this is a
Mhm.
good lesson for Lizzo. She's obviously going to bounce back. Hey, put some tour tickets up. Everybody going on tour.
Get
May
that
as
back.
well put Lizzo on there. Get that money back. Thank you guys for watching. In order to continue to support independent journalism, I need you to subscribe down to the page below. And if you want the full podcast and more exclusive content, I need you to subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description.